2 lives in 1 day. What's wrong with me, right? I'm on a roll. I am going to now sew up that little crossbody that we just cut out a little while ago. And I've never made this smaller version. It's been a while since I've made the bigger version. So I will be reading these instructions as I go along. Hopefully we can get done with it in one sitting. I just need to change out my thread real quick. And then I think we will be good to go. So give me a holler if you're here and we'll get started. Let me just change my thread. I think I'm gonna do purple. Carol, I'm back, and so are you. You came back for more. Let's do purple. All right. I'm gonna use some purple thread. I think that'd be cute. Nicole, yay. All right. Hello, everybody. Hi, Leslie. All right, let me just change my top thread and then we'll get started. Okay. Let's do some purple thread. Hello, hello. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Hazel. Teresa. All right, and then let me put on, oh my gosh, my bobbin went out of control over here and wound up way too much. Yikes. All right, sorry guys, give me a minute. I was thinking I was ready. Hi, Marley May. Marley May's sneaking in. Hi, Char.
Hi.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm just bored.
You're bored?
Yeah.
Can everybody tell Charlotte what she can do? She says she's bored. You could come read the comments.
Probably cleaning.
What?
I'll probably gonna say clean.
Oh my gosh, the thread is stuck around my bracelet. There we go.
Uh-oh.
Can you say hi?
Hi.
She's really enthusiastic. Oh goodness. All right, sorry about that. Let me put this other one on so it can start winding another bobbin for me. And then we'll start. Charlotte, write me a story, she says.
No.
Tell us a story, Char.
Once upon a time, the end.
Oh, once upon a time, the end. That's all you guys get. That's it.
Woohoo! Yay to me.
All right. All right, I'm gonna start sewing, okay?
I just want to go swimming.
You wanna go swimming?
Yeah, but they haven't answered, have they?
No, they haven't. They haven't. I'm sorry, sweetie.
I'm mad.
I'm sorry.
How will I know these?
All right. Yay. Hello. Okay. Did you make the romper dress that you're wearing, Wendy? No. I wish I was that motivated. I did not. Oh, my thread doesn't want to play nice. Come on. There it goes. All right, let's get this party started. See if we can finish this all in one. Hi, guys. Hi, Julie. Welcome. Okay, sorry about that. I will be sewing with my left foot again. I have a boot on my foot again. Hi, Marley. You gonna sit right there? We got Marley May sitting on the floor over here. Okay, so We're doing the Plumeria Crossbody from Bagstock. It is the newest version of the smaller Plumeria that she came out with. I think it's going to be super cute. Oh, I just dropped my bracelet. I'm just dropping everything. Where did it go? I don't even see it. Okay. I am not, so this pattern calls for card slots, and a coin pocket in the front exterior zipper pocket. I'm skipping that. I'm not putting that in. And then I am doing a recessed zipper. She gives you a couple of options for the zipper. I'm doing a recessed, and I think that's all you need to know. Okay, let's get started. I will try and read as many comments as I can while we go. If I don't see your comment and you really want me to answer, just ask again. Yeah, let's do it. Yay. Hi, Brittany. Okay, here we go. We're gonna start by installing some snaps onto our pieces. Our exterior front zipper backing, and then one of our exterior front pieces. She's got it already marked on the pattern pieces, so I just transferred my marking there. All right, I am using all vinyl and canvas, like a water resistant canvas. So should be pretty easy. Didn't really interface much. I can't find my little blade tool. Just a minute. I know I brought it over here, but maybe I didn't. There it is. Okay, and there's my bracelet I dropped. Perfect. All right, so I'm gonna put the washer on, or snap on first. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it on both of my pieces and get that taken care of. I am going to back this though with some Decaville because I don't want my snaps hurting my fabric and pulling through, so you always want to back it with something. What concert am I going to see? I'm going to see the mixtape tour, like with New Kids on the Block and Salt and Peppa and In Vogue and Rick Astley. It should be really fun. I'm excited. All right. Here we go. Here's my little snap. Let's stick that through first. And then put the protection behind the snap, and then the washer. Yeah, I am excited for the concert. I've been to it before a couple years ago, and it was a lot of fun. So I'm doing it again. All right, so I've got that one on. So now I'm going to do, this is my exterior back piece. And I've already got it marked out on here too. So I'm just going to put the other snap on here. There we go. Just like that. Oh, and we need to protect the back of them. Let me get some tape. And this one is vinyl, yes. It's from Zoral. I don't think it's currently on their website. I got it when I was at the expo they were vending at. So, but I would guess they might carry it again. I'm not sure. You guys should bug them about it because it's super pretty. All right, so my snaps are on both of those pieces. Let's move on. All right, we're gonna do our zipper. So I need this piece here, my exterior front zipper pocket bottom, and then I need a zipper. So I got these zippers already kind of on here. About right there. There we go. Okay, I got my zipper. Okay, right sides down, pole is on the left side, opening from left to right, all right? And get that right sides together. And we're gonna baste this first. All right, here we go. How's the view? Are you guys good with the view? I can move you a tiny bit closer here and there. Okay. You know, I think I want to put my nameplate on this too. I'll probably do that real quick. Well, let's add the other part of the pocket real quick. So this is my pocket piece. I don't have the card slot and the coin pocket on it. It's just plain. So if you're doing it the other way, you would have a card slot and a coin pocket on there. All right. And now you're going to place that on top of here, on top of both those pieces, right side down along the top edge, and we're going to sew that on. Why no card slots? Because I didn't want to do it. I just chose not to do it this time. I think the card slots are great, but I don't feel like I need card slots on every single bag. So, and this is a bigger bag, so I didn't add it. But the card slots are a super cool idea, and do it if you want to. All right, so I'm gonna flip both these pieces down, and now we're going to top stitch, and then I'm gonna add my nameplate real quick. All right, let's add my nameplate. Here we go. I'm just gonna fold this in half. Nothing very fancy or technical about this, and marking my center here so I know where to put it. And there it is. And here is my stuff. Make sure you flip that pocket out so you're not cutting through both if you're doing this. All right, I'm gonna put mine about right there. Looks good. And then I got this piece of Decaville Heavy I'm putting behind it, just like you did the snaps. I just feel like every bag lately has had card slots in them, which is fabulous. It's a great addition, but I'm tired of making card slots, guys. There's only so much I can make. I just wasn't up for it today, basically. Okay. Yeah, everybody does have their cards in a phone case nowadays. I have my Purse Pal wallet, and I just stick that in whatever purse I'm carrying. So I never directly put my cards in a purse. So everybody's different. All right, so now after you have that, you're gonna take the back of this pocket and you're gonna flip it up to the back side of the zipper here, right there. Okay, and I am going to baste that into place. And then we will add our top piece. Oops. Okay, and then I need this top piece here. Here's my top piece. I'm gonna go face down on the top edge of this zipper now, and then you will sew it onto that. Angelina, I just started. You're not late. We just got started. Yeah, my machine is pretty quiet. What sort of tape do you put on the back of the prongs? This is just a big old tape of wide double-sided tape, and I don't take off the other side. You also can just use duct tape. All right, so we're gonna sew this on now. How was Palm Springs? It was fun. I had such a blast teaching. Palm Springs was a lot of fun. It was such a great experience, and I'm so excited to teach more classes in person. I really, really liked it. It's a number 5 zipper tape. I don't carry this teeth color. This is like a rainbow teeth color, but I do carry purple zipper tape on my website, and I carry number 3 and 5 in various colors now. All right, so then we top stitch that down, and then I'm going to close up the sides of this pocket. Top stitch this first. And I'm just coming down to here to close up this pocket. And then I'll do that on the other side as well. And I'll probably trim down my zipper tape even. And I sewed over my zipper tape here and here just to close it off. All right, so I want to trim this down and this down. Okay. Thank you, Brittany. All right. Cute. That's the front part of my back so far. Let's see. Oh yeah. I have a tiny little corner picking out. You can just trim that. Trim any extra pocket that's sticking out behind this right here. Beautiful. All right, so now I want to get this piece that we put the snap on and this piece here. I'm going to place them right sides together. Right there. Along this curved edge. I'm going to sew that. Yeah, I'm going to sew that and then we will flip it over. Yeah, Leslie was with me teaching the classes in Palm Springs, and she did such an awesome job helping me. We made such an amazing team. It was so fun. Do you have to bring your own machine? You can rent machines usually, but they're not always the greatest machines. It is such a time saver not to do the card slots. That is one of the big reasons I didn't do it, because I knew I wanted to do this live and I just didn't have the extra time to do the card slots. So exactly. All right, trim that down. We're gonna flip it. It's got a slight curve to it, which is why I used my pinking shears there. I love my pinking shears. We need a sewing getaway in the Midwest. I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on doing something. Okay. Now I just want to top stitch this. Ooh, this is gonna be cute. All right, here we go. So, my front exterior is a little bigger. You see that? Because I only used a 1/4 inch seam allowance here instead of a 3/8, so I can always trim this down if I need to, which I might need to. Let's see. No, it kind of all fits. I think we're good. All right, so clip that on, and then I am going to baste these together so it makes one full panel. Oh yeah, I think I'm good. All right, I just put some clips on it so it doesn't shift as I'm sewing. That looks pretty straight. Yeah. All right, here we go. Check both layers. Did I get them all? Yeah, it looks good. It's right down here. I didn't catch it. Okay, we've got our front part of the bag done. Look at that. Ta-da! Cute. All right, I'm going to put that aside, I think. Yes, I'm going to put that to the side. I'm going to get out my connector pieces. Let me dig and find them. There they are, my connector pieces. And some tape. I haven't done any classes around Denver yet. I would love to do more in-class or in-person classes though. Hollow bag creations. Yes. I lost your, you need some peeking shears. Absolutely. Get it, girl. I just ordered mine off of Amazon. All right. My line down the center, my tape is on. I'm just folding those to the middle. Just like that. Now, since I'm doing vinyl, mine's going to be a little bit different. I don't think I'm going to do any stitching yet. I'm going to attach it first. Alana, the lighter weight vinyl that I'm using, this is the Safino, this purple from Indo Love, and it is slightly lighter weight. I really like it. I think it would be domestic machine friendly from what I can feel of it. So yeah, I think so. All right, so I am folding my raw edges of my connector to the back, middle back of the strap. So I'm going back here and then I'm folding this one up. So it just has a finished edge when we sew it onto our gusset of the back. And then I will put another piece of tape for attaching it to the gusset right here. Okay. Sue, that's okay. You can go back and watch it. Thank you, Brittany, for linking that. You're amazing. You're so fast. Look at that. Boom, boom. All right. Here. And here. You want to make sure your fold is kind of down a little bit. If it's too high up here, it's going to be hard to get to catch it when you sew by your hardware. So make sure that you fold it a little bit lower so you can get that in your stitching when you put it on your gusset piece. Okay, so let's get this here and put on our connectors. Windy, yes, they can. Depends on the machine, but some domestics are quite amazing. I agree. All right, so using the measurements in the pattern, I'm just measuring down on my gusset. Right here. And I'm just gonna eyeball my center for this. You can measure it and mark it if you want. All right, and then you wanna line up this piece right here with that line that you made. Right there. That looks pretty close to being centered to me. All right, now I'm gonna sew that on. Here we go. Just make sure you're protecting all of your vinyl so it doesn't tear. And I'm gonna go down and around in a rectangle here. Ah, my foot got heavy. Shoot. That's okay. Left foot driving, guys. And then I think I'll put rivets in the middle of this. Yeah, definitely. Oh, my thread on the back. All right. That is what we got. I'll put a couple of rivets in. Let's put our other one on first. I don't know if Indo Love ships to New Zealand. It is super, I know she's in the States, and it's just super expensive to ship to your area currently, so I am not sure. That is something you could message her and ask, though. All right, let's sew this one on. Oh, that's a great idea, Terry. Thank you. Pull needle underneath. That's interesting. I'll have to try that. Okay. So I've got my connectors on. Let me get my rivet stuff real quick. Ooh. I'm going to have to dig for more. Oh, wrong press. Just a second. Dig for more gunmetal. All right. Got it. My hole punch. Here we go. I'm just going to use a little, I don't want that one. Let's see. Maybe. Thought I have it. There it is. I've got this tiny little rivet guide. I mean, so many places sell this. I don't even remember where I got it. It just helps you evenly mark out your rivets, which maybe I'll line it. Where do I want to line it? Right there. No, I think I want it right here and right there. That's where I want it. All right, got my markings. Go all the way through, yes. All right, do my other side here. It just helps me get in the middle and get them evenly spaced is all. All right, get this one. Get it? Got it. Yes, the hole punch, I got a new one. It works okay. It doesn't go through really thick layers though. So, but for these it worked okay. All right. Here. Yeah, Brittany, thank you for posting that. Leslie does make fabulous guides for rivets and all sorts of awesome things. So go to check out her stuff. All right. Got my rivets on there. Press those. Oh, mine went a little crooked. That's okay. That happens. If it was really bugging me, I could get my rivet remover and redo it. Let's see. Oh, see, that one's perfectly straight. And that one went just a tiny bit, but I think they'll be okay. All right. Moving on. Moving on. We're gonna go to the what are we gonna go to? Oh, we're going to the lining pieces now. Yeah, baby.
Video lagging because I just don't want to interrupt your live.
Is it lagging?
Like, is it being all glitchy and stuff?
No, currently it's being fine, but are you gonna get on?
I'm watching YouTube on the TV, so I was just wondering.
I think it's okay right now.
Maybe not when
but could you wait to do that? Please.
I've been watching.
All right, here we go. We got a zipper pocket. I am doing mine just a little bit differently. I'm just doing it all in one piece. And then I will cut it. On the bottom, but it was just easier to cut out this way. So this is how I'm doing it. Because we will be pulling the bag through the pocket, I believe. Let me double check. Let's see. Yep. We will be turning the bag through the pocket. All right, so now I just need to get my center lined up here. And right here. I'm just gonna go ahead and clip my centers while I'm at it, because why not? Yes, the rivets I was using were 9x9s. They are my favorite size. I pretty much just use 9x9s for rivets, and those are the ones I sell on my website, is the 9x9. All right, get that centered there. Could go down just a little bit more, maybe about right there. How far does she say? Okay. Let me just make sure I've got it down enough. Just a little bit more, right there. All right, I'm gonna sew around that rectangle that I drew there. One more. All right, there is my rectangle for that. All right, I'm gonna cut that out. And you know how she has those card slots? You could always do these card slots on the inside of this pocket if you wanted to. If you didn't want them on your outside pockets, you could always switch it to this inside pocket. It's totally doable. All right, so I'm gonna flip that through. I'm not going to iron just because this canvas creases so nicely. I don't really need to. Hole punch I just got off of Amazon, guys. This one, this hole punch, they have it on Amazon. It was 20 bucks. It's a bit more sturdier than the other ones that I have found. All right, let me just get my zipper cut here. I'm gonna need one more zipper pull. I don't know what I was thinking. All right. Do this. Put some tape along my zipper and then we will sew it in there. Thank you, Brittany. So this purple canvas is the canvas that I saw on my website. It's a waterproof canvas. And then the striped canvas is from Fabric Therapy, and it is a water resistant canvas, I believe. They are both fabulous to work with. I like pairing them together on their own, whatever. They are great canvases. All right, so I want my zipper opening from left to right. So make sure I'm doing this the right way. I got the zipper on, or the tape off the bottom, and I'll put that one in first. Get it centered there and where I want it. Looks good. And then here's the other side here. Okay, I'm going to sew that on. Thank you, Brittany. You're so fast with those links. Aren't my admins the best? Oh, they're just the best. All right. I am going to sew over this little corner again because it looks like my stitching kind of went funky. I want to make sure that's secure. There we go. Lori, yes, I will be getting more colors of the canvas that I sell on my site. I have 4 more different colors coming my way as we speak. Okay. So now I want to take this. Oh, what did I do? Yeah, no, that's right. I'm like, I put it on upside down. No, that's right. Yikes. All right, I'm gonna sew this top first, and then I will cut the bottom open since we are pulling the bag through the bottom. I'm gonna cut this real quick. Oh, these scissors are so sharp. I just love them. All right, here. Hey, my nails match. I'm in love with purple lately, I guess. Folding that up. And I'll sew it so my pocket is open like this. All right, let's sew up this pocket. So I'm still, you know, connected here. So now I'm just sewing down the sides. Anyone help me figure out how to apply the Rivet purse feet? Oh, I have done it on a video. You can do it with a hammer and a tool, or you can do it with a press. I use my Rivet press plates for my 10mm Rivet But I know Cam Snaps now also sells Rivet purse feet dies, which I have, but I haven't even tried yet because I'm so used to doing it the other way. I'm trying to think what video I did it on. Yeah, which one was it, Brittany? I'm thinking it was a needle and anchor one, but I don't remember. Okay. There's my zipper pocket. I'm going to put that aside. I'm going to get out my other one for my slip pocket. And I just did one full piece here. So, because I didn't have, you know, I don't even have to do a double piece. I could just do a single piece of waterproof canvas. I wonder if I should. No, I'll do it double. All right, I'm going to top stitch this. And then I want to separate this in half. Put it on your lining, and we are going to just sew this on and separate it all at the same time. All right, so I'm going to be sewing down this side. I will come up the middle, back down, and around. And that will be our pocket. All right, we're getting close. Here we go. Oh, I gotta do my recessed zipper though. Where's that? Just a second. There it is. There it is. Different one. Yep. Okay. All right, there is my slip pocket. I'm going to mark my centers because that will help with the whole ending process here. Okay, I'm going to work on my recessed zipper real quick. So I've got my lining pieces done, my gusset. Got an extra piece that I don't know why I thought I needed it. All right, here are my recessed zipper panel pieces. Let's cut out my zipper here. I don't know, maybe about this long. Looks good. All right. And then I need to get one more zipper pull here. Although you could totally wait till you add this to put it on. Okay, let's do that. Remind me to add my zipper pull on. Thank you, Brittany. You found it. I need to make a note of that. Because Everybody always asks and I always forget. I need to make a note of where that's at. Okay, or just make a separate video. All right, so I'm just working on my recessed zipper panel. Here's my zipper. I'm gonna open it up there and I'm gonna fold it at that line, pinch it and pull it over. Now you can do it this way where you baste it down, or you can try and clip that and melt it. I've seen both ways. I just prefer basting it for some reason. I just do. See, I knew it was a needle and anchor one. Yep. All right, so I'm gonna baste that down real quick along the edges here. Okay, again, there's multiple options for the closure in this bag. I'm doing the recessed zipper panel because that's what you guys told me to do. So you could do just a magnetic snap, you could do a full zipper right on top of the bag, or you can do this. All right. All right, I'm going to trim that even. And then I will melt it a little. Oops, just dropped a pin. All right. Okay, so there's my zipper. I will add the pole in a minute. I am going to take these and place double-sided tape on just the edges. This is how I do mine. There's a couple of different ways to do recessed zipper panels. This is just how I like to do mine. I think she has it just a tiny bit different in the pattern, so it's up to you which method you prefer. So I just put it at the very edge, top and bottom, wrong side, okay? And I'm just gonna fold it over by the width of that 1/4 inch tape there. Just like that. And then I'm gonna do that to all 4 zipper panel pieces. So there's those 2, and then I'll do it to these lining pieces as well. All right. And the nice thing about this is as you go and you sew it, if it's a little uneven, you can just pull it up and re-stick to where it needs to be. I'll show you what I mean. You can adjust it when you add it on. All right. And then fold those edges down. Pretty much you just don't want raw edge on the ends of this panel. And that's what I'm doing. I'm getting rid of that raw edge. Okay. There are my panel pieces all prepped and ready. So I'm gonna start with my exterior here. I'm gonna put it right side down on this edge. So right side up zipper, right side down exterior. And I like to start it where my fold ends. So my zipper is placed right where this fold ends. Okay, so in about a 1/4 to a 3/8 inch onto that panel. So they are right sides together. I'm gonna baste these 2 together first, and then I will add my lining along the back. And you don't want to go off your zipper panel piece. You want to stay within it when you stitch it. So I'll show you what I mean like that. I didn't go off of here. I stayed in this area. You don't want to go onto your zipper. Does that make sense? Maybe you should make small videos of your favorite bag techniques. Yes, that would be awesome. I mean, I have so many different ideas of things I should do, but finding the time is hard. All right. But yes, I agree that would be amazing. So now your exterior or your lining piece is going right side down and sandwiching that zipper in between. And they line up pretty good. I don't have to adjust. So if these two pieces didn't line up down here, I would adjust. I would unpeel one of them and kind of adjust it to be even, but they're both even. So we are good. And now I'm going to sew those together. Again, I'm not going off of this piece onto my zipper. I want to stay inside of that piece. All right, so now you want to take your panels, fold them out towards each other, and then we're going to top stitch and baste the two layers together. All right, here we go. Actually, no, I'm gonna start down here, right here. And then I'm gonna baste it shut along the edge here because we don't need two separate panels. Just like that. Okay, back, front, looks good. Now we repeat with this other side, all right? And I like to just make sure I'm lining everything up even with this other side here. So I'm gonna take it and line it. Make sure that's even, clip, and I will baste this side first. All right, and then add your lining on top here. Even it up, looks good. Make sure it's even with the bottom here. Oof, mine lined up. I didn't have to adjust anything. That's a first. All right, and sew that on. Hi from South Africa, welcome. Hi, Kimmy. All right, and then we want to press them out and we will top stitch, baste it shut, and then we will put it onto our lining. Well, actually, no. We'll wait to put it onto our lining until we apply the gusset to it. So we'll just set it aside. But I do need to put a zipper pull on before we do anything else after this. Okay. there is my recessed zipper panel. You could add this so easily to any bag. All right, I'm gonna go get a pole to put on real quick before I forget. All right, I'm using these ones. There we go. I made my zipper way too long, that's okay. You just never know. I guess I could have read the measurements in the pattern, but I didn't. Okay, so there it is. I'm going to clip my centers real quick because that will be needed for when we put it onto our lining. Okay, we're gonna start putting this bag together. Let's see. Let me read the instructions for the exterior so I know what I'm telling you here. Okay, here we go. We are going to start with the exterior. So I'm going to put my lining pieces aside. I'm going to get my exterior pieces out. Okay, I'm going to clip all of my centers on my pieces. You will need that for the rest of the pattern. I feel like I haven't put together a bag like this and I don't know how long because all I've been doing lately is binding. Which is fine, but I'm out of practice. Let's do this. Is that the center? Yes. And then I need the center clipped on my gusset piece here. And here. All right, here we go. I'm gonna move this out just a little bit. Get my clips out. Here we go. Okay, let's do our front piece first. So you want to lay the gusset right sides together with it. I'm going to start at the bottom and start clipping up and around here. Line those centers up. I will be putting notches in my gusset to get around these curves. So I like to do my bottom first here, and then I take it up to the top. I'm going to clip it right at the top here. Get this into place, and it just helps me know where to clip down here if I do it that way. All right. Hi, Sherry. All right, and take it up this way. Judith, we are not quite done yet. I'm kind of assembling the bag now. There we go. I'm excited. This is going to be a cute little crossbody. All right, so now I am going to be putting snips in my curve right here. They don't need to be crazy big. Just enough so that it lays in there nice. Mine are about a 1/8 to a 1/4 inch here. More about a 1/8 of an inch in size. See how it just lays? It just lays nice when you do that. Makes it so much better. You could put a staple or two right there if you really wanted to keep it from slipping. Go for it. And there, there, and right there. Okay, we are gonna sew that on, and then we'll put on the other side. And I am gonna move the camera to the other side of the machine because That's a better spot for you guys. Okay? All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's move you down a little. All right. You guys are quiet. Here we are. I am going to use my little stiletto tool just to help keep me not sewing over my fingers, basically. All right, here we go. Listening and working on a zip and go. Yay! Oh, you all responded. When using a staple, how far into the seam do you put it? I just put it like an 1/8 inch in on that seam, and it just helps it from slipping from where you want it, especially if you are sewing with smooth vinyl that's kind of slippery. It would help keep everything in place. And then you got to be sure to take that out after you sew it. There's my first go around. Cooking and watching. What are you cooking? You cooking me dinner? All right, so I did my first go around. It looks good. I'm happy with it. I am going to go around one more time right next to my first row of stitching. I like to do that just so when I turn the bag, my seam right here, you can't see the stitches pulling like you can sometimes. It just gives it a little extra security. So I am gonna do that real quick. I don't start up at the top though. And I go right next to my row of stitching that I just did. All right, you can trim down the seam allowance a little bit. I am going to go around my curves with this, not by much, just a little bit. Other than that, I'm going to leave my seams as is. They're not very big. All right, so now I'm going to add the other side to this. Enjoying video with my feet up, letting the chemo do its stuff. Oh, Kim, bless your heart. I hope this is helping pass the time for you. All right, so I did mark my center. Okay, I didn't see it. Here we go. So now I'm just adding on the other side. Right sides together, same steps that we just did. Near midnight in Germany. We're almost done. How far in are we? Oh, we're just a little over an hour. We're doing good today. Caramelized chicken wings with rice, aroni, and avocado. Yum. That sounds fabulous. I'm gonna go have tacos with my girlfriend, so. Sewing a backpack, Brittany. Surprise, surprise. All right. Here we go, other side. All right, and then I'm gonna put some snips in my gusset just like I did before. All right. There, and over here. All right, here we go. Fits in there nice. I do love Bagstock patterns. Her gussets always fit so nice. All right. There we go. Let's sew those on. This way, I always like to sew with my gusset side up. I feel like it's way easier and things kind of fold the way they're supposed to fold that way. I feel like the second side is always a little harder because you just have more to work with, so, but it's not that difficult, but it is harder than the first side. So just be aware. All right, and then I am gonna do a second time around again, just like I did on the other side. Can you explain the difference in duck canvas and wax canvas? Wax canvas has a coating of wax on it. It's just like it sounds, and duck canvas does not. It's just regular canvas. I'm not a big wax canvas user. Like, I don't use a ton of it. I did when I first started, and it just wasn't my favorite material. But some people really, really love it. I guess I just love vinyl way more. It's more my thing. I'm just gonna trim those corners, and then we are going to do the same thing to our lining, except we'll be doing a bigger seam allowance so it fits nice into our bag. Other than that, it's the same steps. Let me double check and make sure I'm saying right. Yes, it is. Okay. I'm not gonna turn this out yet. Am I? No, we're gonna wait. Okay, so here we go. I gotta mark my centers real quick. Yeah, duck canvas is pretty heavy. Is 600 denier canvas possible for lining? Yes, it is. Just make sure you know what your machine can handle, because you don't want those layers to get too thick. When clipping curves, do you sometimes clip on the panel these gussets, or does it matter? I'm not sure what, no, you want to clip on your actual gusset piece, because that's the part that needs to go around the curve. You don't want to clip on your panel. It doesn't help the fact that this needs to fit on it. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, here we go. So I have decided I'm gonna leave a hole in my lining as well and pull my bag through my lining. I feel like that's easier, and then I will pull the lining through the pocket and close it up that way. That's my favorite way to finish a bag. I feel like it just gives you more room to pull your bag through usually. And I'm doing an all vinyl bag, so I want to make sure I don't struggle with that. All right, so we're doing the same steps here. We're just clipping it all on. We will start at that same seam allowance as the exterior, and then we will increase our seam allowance for the rest of it, so our lining fits nicely into our exterior and it's not baggy. My class is sold out today for So Magical. Awesome. Woohoo. That's awesome. I only had one. I only have one class. I told her I would do another one if she needed. All right. Let's go up here. All right, fit those curves in here. Hi, Hazel. Are you going to the So Magical Expo in Texas, Stacy? I'm thinking about teaching a class at the one in Texas, but I probably won't have a booth. So no promises, but I'm thinking of teaching at that one, yes. More clips. Susan, always more clips. Hi, sister. All right, so I'm gonna start at that 3/8, and then I will increase my seam allowance as I go along. So about right here, I'm gonna make it bigger. You guys, not enough? Yeah. Oops, I went a little off on my seam allowance there. I'm gonna have to come back and fix that real quick. Don't forget to go back to that smaller seam allowance the closer to the top that you get, or else your lining won't fit correctly with your exterior. Okay, I need to go right here real quick and fix this little spot. Okay, I am going to trim down my lining though. What did I miss? I will add the zipper after I sew these pieces onto the gusset. You don't have to use pinking shears on this. You could just use regular scissors. I don't know why I grabbed pinking shears. It's fine, guys. Okay, I'm making a mess. Did I miss anything? Okay. I am going to leave, you know, I thought about it as I'm sewing it. Yeah, I'm going to leave the opening on this side. I don't usually like to leave the opening on the side with the zipper because it's harder to pull your lining when it's on that side of your zipper. Hopefully that's understandable. So I like to do it on whichever side the zipper is not. So I will be pulling it, I will be leaving a hole on this side over here. Hi, baby. I'm almost done. Yes.
Hello, babies. Hello.
Hmm?
I'm gonna see the back.
It's right there.
It's cute.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cute.
Pretty cute.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hi from Maryland. Hello, hello. Ah. Okay, sign-ups are not open yet for So Magical. You guys are good. Angelina, no, there is not a So Magical in California yet. I have a feeling it will quickly grow though. All right, get this clipped. You're almost there. here we go. Let's sew this side on. I'm stopping right there. I'm coming over. All right, gotta add my zipper on real quick. I believe. All right. Just a second. Let me get to the pattern where I'm at. All right, yes, I added on now, so here we go. And I am going to close this super long, you know what, I need to shorten this crazy long. Well, yeah. Let me shorten this real quick because that's just ridiculous. And then I'm gonna sew it real quick closed. Now we add it to our lining. So make sure that you know which side you want the back part of your bag to be. I know I want my zipper pocket on the back, which means this zipper is going to be left to right lined up with my zipper pocket. And I'm gonna take it right side up here, line up my centers, and I will baste this onto each side of my lining. So raw edges together. My zipper panel is right side up. Got it clipped right there. I'm gonna baste that on, and then I will take it to the other side and do the same thing. Did I miss something? Okay. Brittany, what did you laugh at? Did I say something and didn't realize it? Or is it something somebody else said? All right, and then I'm gonna go to this other side here. Same thing, line up my centers. Oh. Oh, yeah. Just ridiculous. I'm just gonna open that up so I can kind of lay it a little bit flatter to get in there. And we are going to baste this side, and then we will add the whole thing together. Sweet. All right, here we go. I'm gonna unclip the bottom. Oh, I forgot to trim down this side. I'm just gonna trim it a little bit. You don't wanna trim where we are going to be sewing it closed though, so I'm just gonna trim up to that. Right. Okay. There we go. I need to turn, well, we could do it that way, but I think it's easier if we do it the other way. Here we go. Hello from France. How does she do it? Right side out. Yep. All right, let's turn our exterior out and we can see what we have real quick. And then we're gonna put this whole thing together. Excited. Hi, Anne. Welcome. Well, Carol, you say you need one in Arizona. My brother just moved to Arizona, so, interesting. All right. Sorry, this is gonna take a minute turning this out. This is why I'm glad I left the lining open. This would have been hard to shove through the pocket all vinyl. Make sure it looks good. So far, so good. Oh, it's cute. Look at that. Look at that cute little baby purse. Okay. Now we want to put this inside of here. I want to do my backside with my zipper here. Make sure your D-ring connectors are out of your way. Make sure your zipper is down and out of the way. And we are gonna take that and clip it. I like to first line up my seams. I'm gonna flatten my seams here. Guess it doesn't really matter on the canvas or the lining part, but I'm gonna flatten my exterior seams. Here we go. And right here. On this side. Okay. Then we're just gonna go around and clip it all. Make sure it's nice and even. Yes, I will be putting a zipper end cap at the end of that zipper. I could have done it before, but I'm used to doing it at the very end. Is usually what I do with my zippers. Okay. You could do it now if you totally wanted to before you do this. It's up to you. There's no rhyme or reason for that. All right, and just go slow around, clip it all into place. All right, this might be a harder one to top stitch, but we'll sure try. I do love turning bags too. Windy. It's the funnest part, huh? Seeing what you did. I love it. All right, here we go. All clipped. Let's sew this bad boy. Hi, Anne. Better late than never, right? Okay, let's see here. What's my seam allowance? Okay, got it. Fit that right in there. And here we go. I love your outfit. Oh, thank you. It's just a comfortable little outfit. I'm all about the comfort these days. All right, we did it. Now, I'm gonna do the same thing around the top that I did along the exterior of the sides of my bag. I'm just gonna go one more time right next to that stitching that we just did, just to get a little extra reinforcement there. And then we will turn this bag out. All right, everybody, you ready for this? Here we go. Carolyn, oh, thank you so much. Angela, that's okay. Ah, sorry. I need a better tripod, guys. I just do. I need a better tripod. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we did. I left a hole in my lining. I'm super glad I did. Just see how much easier that is. If I can opt for that, I do it. All right. Nancy, I'm back. I decided it was a day of lives. Yay! All right, here we are. Push that in there. I'm almost done, Charlotte.
Yeah.
We're just about there. Woohoo!
I'm tired.
You are.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, look how adorable. That is such a cute little size. I love it. Okay, so I am going to finish. Yeah, this is gonna roll out pretty nicely. I don't know if I should, might be too thick to do it that way. maybe not. I'm a little bit worried. If I top stitch it like this, it should be fine. That's cute. I like it with the recessed zipper on top. Okay, so let's close everything up. Woohoo!
Still so neat.
All right, so I'm going to open my pocket here. I just have to close everything up.
Okay.
And then top stitch. Nancy, no, this one isn't sold yet. I was going to sell this one though. So if you'd like to claim it, send me a message and I'll set it up for you. All right, so I'm pulling my lining through that zipper pocket and I will just clip that up and close it, and then I'll close my zipper pocket and then I will top stitch. Here we go. Bring you back down here. All right. This should be pretty easy. All right, let's do it. All right, Nancy, just send me either an email or a Facebook message. There. And I'm just gonna trim this down and then we'll close up our zipper pocket. Do I think this could be sewn on a domestic? Amber, yes I do, but you definitely probably would need to use cotton, more lightweight materials. Just because this front panel has quite a bit of layers, but other than that, I think you'd be okay. All right, so let's sew up this pocket. And then we'll top stitch. Here we go. Okay, put that in your bag. It is all good to go. Now, the question is, do I top stitch this up or down? I think she has it in the bag. I will try and do it that way. I hope it doesn't tear my vinyl. All right. Let's try it. So this is, you know, if you do this top zipper closure, I guess that's the risk you take right here, is this, you know, bulk. So I'm folding my zipper in and down. And if you didn't want to do it like this, you could always move your recessed zipper down inside your bag a little bit. And you would have to do a little bit of, you know, surgery on how you do your lining. But that's possible too. And then that would avoid this thickness right here. Hi from Ontario. All right. Everybody hold your breath. Here we go. Top stitching. I need to make sure I have something to cover my and help my foot over places. This needs to stay in, don't come out. You know what? I'm gonna top stitch this way. I think that's probably the best option for my layers here, so let's do that. All right, here we go. Here is where your foot could tear up your stuff, so make sure you protect it here. And then I'm gonna have to help my foot back up and over. Maybe not. Oh, went right over just fine. I may be freaking out about nothing here. Here we go. Almost there. Let's see, does it look good? It looks good. All right. Looks fine. I definitely think the way I interfaced it was the way to go. If you're doing an all vinyl and canvas bag for this one, I just interfaced my gusset out of my seam allowances on my exterior, and I think it was perfect. I would do it that way again if I were to use the same materials. All right, almost there. Oops. All right. Ta-da. Hey, hey. We did it. We did it. Here we go. All right. Sorry, I'm reading comments. All right. Yay. Here we go. I will put a zipper end cap right there. And then let me get my strap and see if I like the strap with it. I am doing this pre-made cotton strap that I got from Indo Love Creation. It already had the hardware on it and it was all good to go. I like that a lot. All right. Ah, look how cute that is. All right, I'm gonna stand up so you can kind of see. Get my chair out of the way. Sorry, this is like a horrible angle of everything. All right, look at that. Oh, it's so cute. This is my size of bag right here. All right, thank you guys all for watching. I really appreciate it. Yeah, go check out the pattern. Am I missing any comments? Said that you can act. Yeah. Yep. Terry, thank you. All right. Thanks, guys, for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you all have a fabulous weekend. And let me know if you have any questions, comments down below in the description, or you can message me. All right. Have a good weekend. Bye, everybody.